Welcome to Inside Indiana Athletics, everybody. My name is Owen Dressler. Tonight is going to be an everything wrestling show. We're going to be joined by Indians wrestling coach Cole Witzig as well as Indian wrestler MacGuire Leck. It's been a fun week for the Indians this past week. Boys basketball got a big win on Friday, taking down Highland. The girls starting their season 3 and 2, and then tonight the boys will kick things off against Cahokia at 7:30. That will be right here on the Indian Sports Network. When we come back, we'll be joined by Indians wrestling coach Cole Witzig right here on the Indian Sports Network.
Warrior Logo Wear doesn't just print gear. Since 2018, we've been helping organizations build identity, unity, and pride through high-quality branded merchandise and streamlined fulfillment solutions. Want to simplify your branded merchandise and look great doing it? Just contact us at info@warriorlogowear.com or call our number at 618-566-6864. You can also visit our location at 12 East Main Street, Muscoda, Illinois, 62258.
Your home is everything to you, and we know that. The law office of Misty L. Webbles is your hometown hero when it comes to managing your home and belongings. Practicing in estate planning, estate and trust administration, and real estate and guardianship, Misty's law office's goal is to protect you and your family. After graduating from McKendree and St. Louis University, Misty Webbles has worked in Muscoda for years and knows the importance of our community. Don't let anyone else handle your family. Trust Muscoda, trust Misty Webbles.
Back on Inside Indiana Athletics, we're joined by Indians wrestling coach Cole Witzig. Coach Witzig, it's your first year in Muscoda. What brought you here?
So I was moving back to the area and just looking for a job and having some connections in the area. We've known Coach Lindsay for a long time. Mrs. Johnson, the principal, known her for a long time, and it really just ended up being a great fit with teaching and coaching position open.
Yeah. All right, when did you start wrestling? What made you do it, and what made you be a coach?
So I started wrestling when I was 4 years old, so 24 years ago. I think what made me keep doing it is I like how competitive it is, and I like that it's just me out there. I don't have to rely on anyone else. If I mess up, it's always on me. So I kind of like that personal accountability aspect, and with that, I think it makes the wins a lot sweeter because you know that you really had to earn it.
All right, how were you approached about getting to come to Muscoda to be the new wrestling coach?
Coach Lindsay reached out to me when he heard that I was moving back looking for a job. And then my dad had been helping out here the last year, so it was kind of just a good fit for me to transition in.
All right, you've talked about Coach Lindsay a couple of times. He had a lot of success here in Muscoda. So you come in following a guy who had a ton of success. What is that like, having to follow that?
Yeah, Coach Lindsay's been here for a really long time, and he's done a great job. Following him, I don't think too much about it, other than just trying to uphold kind of the same traditions and standard that he did. Have some great wrestling teams and produce some great people as well.
All right, so let's talk about your team now a little bit. What are you most excited to see out of them? Some strengths. What are you looking forward to in your first year?
Yeah, we got a really good squad. We are currently ranked 17th in the state. And we haven't even put our best lineup on the mat yet. We've got some guys hurt, and some guys figuring it out. So I'm really just looking forward to seeing these guys get better every day and seeing how far we can go at the end of the year together.
All right, so as a coach, when you are going out to that match, that tournament, what are some of those strategies that you're putting together to make sure you can pick up some wins in certain matchups?
Yeah, I know we do a lot of research, so we know what matchups we want to get. And really, we just try to prepare the guys as best we can in the practice room. So when it's time to go compete, we just want them to be able to compete freely, give their best effort, and then the scoreboard will end up taking care of itself.
All right, you have the Big Muscoda tournament coming up next week. You have such a big event, but you get to do it in your home gym. What is that like to be able to do that? Not a lot of teams get to do that throughout the year.
Yeah, it's super awesome to bring a bunch of teams in here. We have a great facility to host it. And I think it's a good way for us to get eyes on wrestling in Muscoda. I know we have a lot of people come out to that and a lot of people come out to support. So really, I think it's a good way to kind of advertise what we're doing and have our kids be able to show off the work they've been putting in for a home community.
All right, so on that note, you're the host school, so is there anything different for you as a coach being the host school versus just going somewhere else?
Yeah, it's a little bit more stressful. We got to set up and do all those things, but again, we got a lot of help. Coach Lindsay's been helping out with all of that. Mr. Battis has been a big help, so I've been leaning a lot on the people around me to kind of help us get that set up and rolling smoothly.
All right, we've talked a lot about the boys, but I just wanted to I want to talk a little bit about your girls team. What is it like working with them versus working with the boys?
Yeah, it's definitely different. I like working with the girls. They're a little bit more laid back. They seem to have some fun and laugh and enjoy it. It's definitely different, but I think it helps me as a coach kind of work with the girls and see what works for them as opposed to the boys.
All right, I'm going to ask you one last question. So you've been wrestling, you said, since you're 4 years old. If you had to think about it, what's your favorite memory as a wrestler? I'll leave you with that.
Oh, my favorite memory? I have a lot of memories. I won this tournament a couple times, but probably wrestling in the state finals was something I grew up watching, and it was just cool to do.
All right, Coach Witzig, thanks so much for your time, and we're glad that you could join us, and good luck the rest of your way.
Thank you.
All right,
Appreciate it.
We'll be right back on Inside Indian Athletics. We'll be joined by Indian wrestler MacGuire Leck.
Warrior Logo Wear doesn't just print gear. Since 2018, we've been helping organizations build identity, unity, and pride through high-quality branded merchandise and streamlined fulfillment solutions. Want to simplify your branded merchandise and look great doing it? Just contact us at info@warriorlogowear.com or call our number at 618-566-6864. You can also visit our location at 12 East Main Street, Muscogee, Illinois, 62258.
Your home is everything to you, and we know that. The law office of Misty L. Webbles is your hometown hero when it comes to managing your home and belongings. Practicing in a
Your dream home is just around the corner with Capital Construction Homes LLC. Quality finishings, skilled craftsmanship, and innovative design are all within reach here in your hometown. Capital Construction Homes LLC's custom home building has clients become family with our excellent customer service and care. Serving your community since 1994, experience luxury with Capital Construction Homes LLC.
Back on Inside Indian Athletics, we're joined by Indian wrestler MacGuire Leck. Mac, what drew you into wrestling? Why do you still do it? What makes it still special to you?
I'd say the biggest thing that drew me was my dad was a wrestler in high school, and he wrestled in college for a bit at the Air Force Academy. And I think just living up to what he did in high school really keeps me in the sport, and I just love how hard it is and keeps me disciplined.
All right. Is there any certain way you prepare yourself for a match or a tournament that you might go about your day a little differently than any other normal day?
For match days or day before, I mainly I watch a lot of wrestling, keep myself prepared, learn new positions, and then just work through and mentally and just prepare for everything. Just visualize what I'm going to do that day and try and be prepared for my opponents.
You've been on this wrestling team you've been wrestling for a while. You've had a lot of success where you've been in high school, so what has that been like to have that much success?
Success has been nice. I mean, I still haven't completed everything that I want to in my high school career. There's still a lot for me to do, but the success, it's very rewarding to feel, especially when it's not a team sport as much as it is an individual, and it's really rewarding to feel like it's all in you.
All right. You had Coach Lindsay for 3 years. Now you're dealing with Coach Witzig. What kind of adjustments have you and your team had to make? What is different in their coaching styles? Just talk about that change.
With Lindsay, it was like we knew we were comfortable. We had that. We knew it was going to happen every year. We knew we were going to our practice plan. Both Witzig coming in, he's a brand new coach. He's a great coach, and he changed some things up, and he's pushing us to be a lot better at wrestling, and as a team to be a lot better.
All right. You early in your high school career, who was somebody that you might have looked up to? What have you taken from them that you're now trying to give to those underclassmen who are here now?
I think Santino was a big role model in that room because he, state champion, really hard worker, pushed the pace, always just wanted to go grind and beat people. And I think that's something that you always want to pass on is that hard work. Show people that if you work hard, especially in the off season, that it really pays off and you get a lot better.
All right, you've been in this program for 4 years. You're a senior now. This is your last year. What do you want to be remembered by from your team and program? What kind of legacy do you want to leave as a wrestler at Mascuda?
I think that I just want to be remembered by working hard, always being a guy that will go out there and get the job done, especially when it's needed, and just that hard pace and just go.
All right, I'm going to leave you with this. What is your favorite memory from wrestling? It can be high school, it can be any time before that, anything at all.
I'd say probably my best memories is being overnight tournaments in hotels with all the guys on the teams, just having fun together. I think that's probably the best thing that happened for the sport for us.
All right, Mac Leck, thanks so much for your time. Thanks for joining us.
Okay.
All right, when we come back, we're going to close it down on Inside Indian Athletics.
The Lake of the Ozarks awaits. LOZ Vacations is your one-stop shop for your next Great Lake escape. LOZ Vacations offers beautiful lakefront homes with pools, docks, and more. Rediscover the Lake of the Ozarks, boating, hiking, caves, swimming, and more. Find more information at lozvacations.com or call the number on the screen.
Back here on Inside Indian Athletics, time to close things down. Great episode, great stuff from Mac Leck and Coach Witzig there. So glad that you could all join us tonight. We're thrilled that you took your time to be with us and learn a little more about Indians wrestling. We got a good week coming up to this week. Coming up at about 7:30 right here on the Indian Sports Network. We will have Indian basketball. The boys are taking on Cahokia. Pre-game about 7:15 or so, or pre-game immediately following the JV game, 7:15 or so. Girls tonight, they're at Jerseyville trying to pick up their 4th win of the year. They're 3-2. They've lost 2 in a row, but we're going to pick one up tonight against Jersey. And then on Friday night here in Mascuda, there will be boys and girls basketball. It is a MVC mega night as the boys and girls will take on the Waterloo Bulldogs. That is going to do it for us tonight on Inside Indian Athletics. So glad you could join us. My name is Owen Dressler. Big shout out to Lexi Polsander on the other side of the camera filling in for Avery Beer tonight. We'll see you in about an hour or so for Indian basketball. Until then, thanks for joining us. We'll see you on Friday. Good.